Hey guys, today I want to talk about negative exponents. I just did a video on exponent laws. That's a good one to watch if you're going to watch these together. But first, we're going to go over negative exponents. Very fun, very fun. By negative exponents, I mean like if we had 2 to the power of negative 4. How we would write that for your answer is you're just going to put a 1 on top. 1 over 2 to the power of 4. If you expand that out, is 1 over 16. Okay? Now, teachers normally prefer it if you write it in this form. Or this form. Maybe if they're just asking you to simplify it. Don't leave an exponent negative. They don't want that. Okay? Unless they say that. Then leave it negative. But, for the case of this video, we're going to do it all in a fraction form. Okay. Now, let's say we had 2 to the power of negative 3 times 2 to the power of 4. Because it's a times symbol, we went over this. If you are multiplying two things with the same base that have an exponent, you're adding the exponents. That's negative 3 plus 4, which equals 1. Which means this expression would just equal 2, because there's an imaginary 1 up here. Okay? Now, if we had 2 to the negative 2 divided by 2 to the negative 5, now a divisible symbol, dividing, we are subtracting if they have the same base, which means we have negative 2 subtracting negative 5, which really is negative 2 plus 5, which equals 3. Okay, which means that this expression would be 2 to the 3, or 8. Okay. So just because there's a negative exponent doesn't mean it's going to be negative, so don't immediately change your negative exponents. Change it at the end of your answer, okay? Now let's say we had something like this. 2 to the power of 3, negative 1. Okay? When we have this, remember, we are multiplying these. So 3 times negative 1 is negative 3, which would be 2 to the negative 3. And now to solve this, right, we're going to put it over a 1. 1 to the power of 3. Or 1 over 8. Yes. Okay? Now, I'm writing everywhere all the time. We have 1 over 5 to the negative 2. Well, what do you do here? You don't want to put it over another 1. That's just stupid. What you're going to do is you're just going to flip them. Okay? If we have, then it'll bring us to 5 to the power of 2 over 1. Which really is just 5 to the power of 2, because there's always an imaginary 1 over it, which just equals 25. Okay? We're doing all right. It's going to be okay. Then, if we were to have something like, in brackets, a to the power of negative 1, that's not a b, and then b to the power of 2, out bracket negative 2. Now, just because it's a negative, we're not going to change it right away. We want to do our expression first. Negative 1 times negative 2 is just 2. A to the power of 2. 2 to the power of 2, b to the power of 2 to the power of negative 2. We're multiplying them. So that would be 2 times negative 2, which would be negative 2, means b to the power of negative 2. Now, to make it into its right form, we're going to leave the a on top because it's already a positive exponent. But we're going to bring this one down to the bottom because we want it also to be a positive exponent. So it'd be a squared over b squared. Okay, we're almost done. It's going to be okay. I don't want to go too fast, but I also don't want the videos to be too long, because I know you guys would not want to watch a long video, because it's just stupid. But you need to know these things. They're things you need to know. So let me know if you guys want me to go into it more slowly. I don't know. I don't know if you guys can comment on these videos. I don't think so. I can't figure that out. But just message me. I don't know. Anyway, x over 3 to the power of negative 1. Now, if you have an exponent that is negative, right, we're just going to flip them. We're going to flip the fraction, which would be 3 over x to the power of 1, which we don't even have to write to the power of 1 because everything's to the power of 1 already. But if this was like to the power of -2, this would just be to the power of 2, which means it would be 3 to the power of 2, and then x to the power of 2, which 3 to the power of 2 is 9. So it would just be 9 over x squared. Okay? Now, if we had something a little bit more complicated, like -54 a to the 5th b to the -7 over -6 a to the -2 b to the -3. Okay, well, -54 divided by -6 is just 9, because a negative divided by a negative is a positive. And then 5 minus -2, right? Since it's like it's 5 minus a negative, it's going to be adding. So it's just 5 plus 2, which is a to the 7. And then -7 minus -3 is -7 plus 3, which would just be -4, which is a b to the -4. And then to rewrite this properly, we're going to keep the positive stuff on top. 9 a to the 7 over b4. Okay, so if there's multiple things in there and there's stuff that's already positive, you bring it to the top. And if it's just one exponent, like if we just had b to the -4, we still need to bring it to the bottom. So we're going to put it on the bottom, and we'll just leave the top as 1, because you can't just have nothing on top. That's all I got for negative exponents. Hope you're getting it. And I hope you guys have a great day, and go touch some grass.